Hey, good morning, Cyril, Reeby. How are you, sir?
Morning, LeRoy. How are you?
Good, man. Good,
Good
man.
evening.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Healthy and well.
Yes, I am. Thanks for asking. Your side?
No, good. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining us here on the LeRoy Slava show. We're looking forward to this. Looking forward to chatting to you today.
Well, let me just say this. I've been watching you doing great stuff. Your contribution obviously makes a difference, and this is what we have to keep doing. If we're absent, we don't create alternatives for our youngsters. And so I'm excited to be with you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Appreciate that. And why I created the show, Cyril, was to educate, to inspire, and also to bring on experts like yourself, successful people in various fields, to share knowledge, share opportunities as well, eh? Share
Absolutely.
what you're doing. Maybe there might be a gap in the market for someone wanting to come in, or so that's why I started it. So thanks for that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, I think we're gonna wait for a few people to log on. We got a couple of people logging on. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we have conversations with entrepreneurs that inspire and experts to admire. And today we've got Cyril Reeby. He's an entrepreneur. He's an activist. He's the CEO of the Reeby group of companies, which he'll tell us more about. And he's also the founder of the Fix Reeby Park movement, which that is interesting. So I think what we're going to do, Cyril, is the first half we'll talk about your business, the Reeby group. We can see it on your cup there, and how you started that, how that's going, and then I think we'll transition into the Reeby Park movement. Second half of the interview. Is that okay?
Happy.
Okay, good stuff. I think let me get my admin out of the way. So, ladies and gentlemen. So we invest in property. So we are fundraising. We're busy with 2 deals, 2 commercial properties, which we are fundraising. So if you are interested in investing in commercial properties, one is 52 units flats and one is 43 units. So if you are interested in investing with us, send me an inbox. If you want to partner with us on these deals, send me an inbox, and then I'll send you all the information. And you can come on and have a look at the properties and partner with us on these deals. Okay, good stuff. Let's see who we are online here. We've got Cinda, Cyril, we've got Angelique, Fila. We've got more people joining. Can you see the comments on your side? There's 2 comments
yes, I
there.
can. Yes, Carmen, I can acknowledge you. Angelique, welcome. Thanks for joining, Carmen. Thank you. Brendan, thank you.
Okay, awesome stuff. Brandon Isaacs, how's it? It's up. As jy moet mooi praat, jou familie is hier op. That's all. Like your family jump up hier so. Linton ook
ek is bly om te sien. En daar's so Lintie ook, jou golfpartners. Julle nooi mos nie vir my nie, maar is fine. Ons gaan nie daaroor praat nie.
Kan jy golf speel?
Nee, is fine. Ek is meer soos Tiger Woods. Ek is soos Tiger Woods, my balle bly in die woods.
He's a politician. Jy is ouens van gesels.
No. I'm a servant, not a politician. A servant, ek's 'n dienaar.
A servant, not a politician. And that is what a politician should actually be. He should be a servant, right? But that has not happened. So
verstaan hom is so lekker.
Okay, I think we got enough people on. So Cyril, welcome. And as I said, let's start. Maybe you went into business. I think it was it 2014, as I saw on your
Correct.
on your profile, right? And you started the Reeby group of companies. So maybe tell us, what do you do there? Why you started it? When did it start? And what do you do at the Reeby group of companies?
Okay. All right. So thank you again for having me. And I see there's a lot of youngsters on, and I'd like to acknowledge them all. We do this for the youth. We do this for a better future, and we do this certainly because in the past we neglected to make sure that there was transfer of skills, and there'll be continuity. So this is all that this is about. So on the Reeby group of companies. So in 2014, I had what many will consider a moment. And I thought to myself, I've been doing this for so many businesses. I'm a strategic thinker. I am able to deliver on projects. I traveled extensively across Africa in a few international places. And for many CEOs, I was the kind of guy that he could go to and say, we've got a leaking bucket there. Can you go and investigate, find out what's going on and solve the problem? And of course, the deliverable always was that one would save them a lot of money and you will walk away with your salary. And then I realized that I am now serious about the woman that I was willing to change.
Let me just stop you there. Your line is not too great. Eh? I think it's about you froze for a couple of seconds there.
Okay.
Okay, but now you find it.
Nothing I can do. I've switched off cameras, everything. If it's still an issue, I'm at the mercy of the network people.
No, but that's fine. We can hear you now. So I think carry on. Sorry, man. I just to stop you there.
Okay, no, it's fine. Thank you very much. So basically, what I've done is I've established Reeby Group of Companies. Reeby Group of Companies has always been a company that is supposed to acquire businesses and build businesses with people that have robust, innovative ideas. Okay. So Ikasi Couriers in particular is one of those. We saw a gap in the market. All of these big corporates weren't prepared to go in with their branded vehicles into townships, for instance.
Yeah.
So we created Ikasi Couriers and we deployed skills around Gauteng and in Cape Town in particular to find people that are from the area. So we've promoted them into area specialists. And that has really been a game changer in the industry, that we are able to partner with the greats. I don't have the permission to name them, but I can certainly assure you that if you go to my warehouse now, you would find easily 4 of the top 5 on my warehouse floor. And so we're quite proud of that we're able to create those partnerships and be able to be a game changer in a wholesale distribution on the last mile.
Yeah. So just to stop you there with Ikasi Courier. So does Ikasi Couriers just deliver in townships, or?
So very interesting question, and thank you for asking that. So that's what the niche was, and that's still our core. But because we did so well, and I mean, if you are able to deliver a 99.3% on-time delivery and in full in the townships, then the estates, and especially the eco estates, become, and you would know that, becomes so much easier because there's always someone home, either a personal assistant or whatever the case may be. So we've branched out, and I'm quite proud that for this will be our 2nd year. And I quote one of the customers that it's been the best delivery performance they've seen in 6 years. So we deliver Porsche, Lamborghini, and Maserati across Gauteng every year, successfully, so that we were entrusted again in 2021 with that business. So it's not exclusive to Ikasi, it's growing.
Wow, well done, eh? Congratulations on that. And this is a family business, eh, Cyril? Because I know your son works for you and your wife works for you, eh? Or you work together. Let's say work together. Let me not say work for you.
Yeah, but I want to make sure, in case they're watching, I'm still the boss for all intents and purposes. So, okay.
And how do you find that? Do you find it easy working with family? Because I know it's not the easiest thing, eh? Because sometimes when you fight, you don't fight like you at work. You fight like you at home.
Yeah. Again, I hear what you're saying, and I have to pick my fights because sometimes it doesn't stop there. But I think as a family, as a unit, we've done exceptionally well with setting ground rules amongst the 3 of us. And so the first year, 2 years, I think it was difficult for all of us because we had to explore that and understand when to tackle issues and when to leave it so that we can ponder on it ourselves. But successfully, as it stands now, I must tell you, Serrano being 21 is probably what he knows about this industry is criminal. And he has had many job opportunities already because he's so successful in what he does. So it's not just because I'm his dad, it's simply because Kuala and Serrano is well skilled, well capable, and make actually my life a lot easier because I get to go and have a lot more lunches.
That's good. No, I met him once, and I don't know if your offices are still there at your previous office when it was with Claude and Brandon and them. And
No.
we wanted to put buckies in there, and you didn't give us a space. I've got a couple of buckies, and you didn't give us a space, but that's fine. It's okay.
Okay, so can I respond to that?
I just thought I'd have to bring that up to say, listen, we had a few buckies, we wanted to, and you didn't give us a space, but that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so one, please contact Serrano, not me.
Okay, no, I will. No, he's a smart young man. So tell me, with you guys obviously do deliveries, and obviously we had COVID. With COVID and people using Take a Lot more, using Superbalist, ordering things online, not going to malls as they used to, have you found that business has increased on the logistics side, or what was your experience during these last 2 years or so?
Okay, so absolutely, there's an e-commerce boom. Let's not debate that point. And we've all gotten over our trust deficit that if you buy a particular product, especially the look, the feel, and the size of such, that we were scared that you're going to end up with something else. We had to get over that because life had to continue. So what we found is that in my business in particular, and many others, the e-commerce boomed in such a way that in Reeby group of companies, we can confidently say that we grew about 300% in e-commerce home deliveries. And that is why, because
this was in 2020.
This is last year, but so this is last year when Cyril Ramaphosa announced, our president announced the first hard lockdown. All of a sudden, everyone had to redirect their processes and make provision for delivery to last mile, the consumer, as opposed to a distributor or a retailer. So people were still buying. We just didn't see the feet in the malls, but they certainly had an online presence, and a great one at that.
No, definitely. Even with me and my wife too, I was never an online shopper. I would like to see something, touch it before I buy it. Now we're buying or not. Let me say she's buying. It's actually becoming a problem. She's on her phone 24/7.
Probably Take a Lot.
Take a Lot, Superbalist. So yeah, which is a good thing, but it's also a problem.
It is, but not my problem.
And you know what's powerful, Cyril? Because normally we talk about with COVID 2020, 2021, we talk about challenges, we talk about how hard it was. But in that time, there were so many opportunities, and there were people making a lot of money with new solutions as well. So there wasn't just issues, there were also massive opportunities and people making a lot of money, like yourself, in these times.
So absolutely. It was a situation of, is the glass half full or half empty? I chose to say it was half full. So a lot of what we've done was in the development space. For instance, within one single night, we were able to create a contactless delivery process, the proof of delivery. So we gave customers options. For instance, do you want
what is that? Again, explain that to us, please.
Okay, so traditionally, when you deliver to a customer, be that a retailer, a business to business, or a home, there will be this waybill that you have to complete, print your name, write the date, the time, do your signature. Yeah. And if it's a RICA or FICA, you had to prove identification. And sometimes you had to give proof of residence, for instance. So what we said is, for health reasons, we're not going to do that anymore. We accept that you will have to inform the delivery recipient via SMS. And my obligation, and my only obligation, is to prove to you that I was at his house and I handed the shipment over without me having to give him a document or a pen or anything. All I had to do is sanitize the shipment, place it on the floor, he picks it up, I take a picture of him or her, and yes, ladies, some of you weren't comfortable, the hair wasn't done yet, and it was up and alive good. But we gave you a chance to go and comb your hair and all of that, because that's what we do. We agile. But customers loved it, and it created massive opportunities in Ikasi Couriers in particular to become a partner of choice, a partner that actually gets things done.
Just so well done, well done. But tell me, Cyril, so how do you get customers, eh? How do you in the courier logistics? Do you just drive to, let's say, RTT or to Porsche or whatever? How do you market yourself? How do you get customers in this industry?
Okay, so I think the first thing many of you must ask yourself, who is your customer? Who do you want to attract?
Good one.
How do they spend their time? Where are they? You know, because if you're at the wrong place, talking to the wrong people, you're going to attract the wrong customer. It's not just about getting the customer. It's about getting the right customer. So where I spend my time is finding those customers that have this bulk distribution, that has this huge network to penetrate markets at a heartbeat. And you would see, for instance, a good example is if you look at all the new products that's suddenly available, suddenly advertising that belongs to the greats, Bidvest, and. So guess what? Where do you think these guys buy their cars? Where do you think they end up? Exactly where I was yesterday, previewing the 911 Carrera. That's where the network works. You and Linty, thank you for not inviting me on the golf course. That's where you get them. And many spaces, but you need to understand that not all customers are corporates. Others need to be met in clubs, at other spaces. So the important thing is you need to zoom in and ask yourself, who do I want to attract? Who's going to be a strategic partner that's going to contribute to my revenue streams? And that's the bottom line for me.
That's interesting. So you're saying first find out who is your customer.
Yeah.
That's number one. And then find out where they are and position yourself, find yourself in these circles, network.
How are they spending their time?
How are they spending their time? That's it.
That's
so
the key one.
Where are they and how are they spending their time?
Yeah.
Okay, great advice there. Guys, do you have, I forgot about, we've got people on here. We've got about 25 to 30. Guys, if you have any questions, anything for Cyril, I know a lot of you want to hear about the Fixaway Park movement as well, which we'll get into now. We first, okay, Angelique says, well done, Mr. Cyril. Congratulations, Recha Park really has a lot of brilliant minds. Stanley,
thank you, Angelique.
Well done. So any questions, guys, pop it in the comment section. We'll take the questions towards the end of the interview. So the opportunity. So for someone that wants to get in, let's say LeRoy Slava now. I've got 3-4 buckies. I want to get in because now things are online, deliveries are being made. I would like to maybe start my own Slava little couriers with my 5 buckies. How would I maybe go about? Maybe for someone thinking they would like to get in, they maybe don't want to drive for Ikasi Couriers. They would like to start their own little Slava couriers.
Okay, so I love that because I don't want everyone to work for me. I actually want people to grow in their own capacity and build their own legacy. So what I do already is those that want to do that, I allocate some free time. I meet with people and I would invite anyone. I'm an open book. I might push you to a week later, but I'll make time for you. So in this industry, it's a very close-knitted industry. The big guys obviously dominates because of capacity and relationship. You must remember that I'm one. My wife is not from the industry. My son left school 2 years ago. So it's just the single resource that is able to tap into executive level. And then you take a big organization and they have 12 or 15 guys enjoying R1 million plus salary because of the expertise and the influence. And so when they move from one company to another, they naturally take some customers with them because the relationship is what is key. So if you wanted to start this business yourself, you must understand and appreciate that a lot of the first at least 24 to 36 months will be you doing a lot of groundwork, doing a lot of research. This is not the industry where you buy a Bucky and 3 months later, with respect, you buy a Porsche. It's not that kind of industry. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, and a lot of crazy hours. I must tell you, in the beginning of my business, and I hope my wife doesn't fight with me later about this.
She's on here. She's already shared some information on here.
Then I better keep quiet then.
Be careful.
No, but to tell you the truth, and she will vouch for this. During the week, I used to sleep in the spare room because I didn't want to interrupt the family, the flow with the babies and stuff like that. So I would get up at 4 in the morning to be at different sites at 5 o'clock. So I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying make sure you're prepared to do the sacrifices. But I can almost guarantee you that the rewards will equally, if not greater, be for your family and what you are able to do for them. So, I mean, reach out to me. And if you want to be a eKasi owner driver, join us, www.ekasicouriers.co.za. Click on the join us button, complete the form. My team will contact you for a vehicle inspection. And if you want to come just for Q&A, that's what they do. Reach out to Solly and Renato. They will meet you at a convenient time.
Great stuff. Thanks, though. Thanks for that. And there, Carla put it on www.ekasi. So you're saying there are opportunities for guys who have Buckies and who want to drive for Ekasi. There are spaces available and there are opportunities there for them.
Well, Carla is on, so I must get this right. If you have a Bucky, great. But if you, in particular, a stay-at-home mom or home executive or whatever you identify yourself with, and you're dropping off kids in the morning, contact us, because we also have deliveries that you can do in a normal car en route to fetch your kids or en route back home to help you. So we are very innovative with our offering and very upfront about it.
Awesome stuff. So guys, if you are looking for an opportunity, there's one right there. And you don't need a Bucky, Cyril says. Even if you have a car, you've got a Golf or whatever car you have, contact them and they'll be able to obviously do a car inspection, do the applications and make sure that everything is fine. So there's a massive opportunity. Thanks, Cyril. Thanks for sharing that. Because there are a lot of people now out there looking for something to do. Some people have been retrenched. Some businesses, the small businesses have closed. So that's a great opportunity there. Okay, let's see what we have here. But I think Brandon has a good question, but I think that let's get into that. Let's transition over to the Fix Rege Park movement. Now, your life is hard enough. You wake up at 4 o'clock, you're at different sites, you've got 3 little boys, you've got a wife, you've got a son, you're delivering all these things, you're going into these townships. Suddenly, or not, let's not say suddenly, a month ago, I see on the community groups, you are starting your own. Is it a political party? What would you call it? A movement. You are starting your own movement. So my question to you is, why did you decide to start? Why not just join an existing party like the DA, the ANC, the Patriotic Alliance, which is already established? Would that not have been an easier way to get into it?
Okay, so God bless all of them. the people that are joined and that are part of parties. Our challenge lies with this, is that the hierarchy within these political parties are very complex and create a lot of red tape for us. Rechtvaart needs to be at its most agile capacity right now. Things are going to move very fast. And what we cannot do is do what we've been doing for years. Have a meeting, have a follow-up meeting, and 2 years later still don't have an answer. The only way to do this is to bring the entire community together with a common goal, with a common purpose that makes us, that's in our DNA, what makes us tick, what brings us together. What do we want to see in 2026? And that decision cannot, with the greatest respect to other parties, that decision cannot be made by a head of politics somewhere else. It has to be made by you. This is your future. This is your opportunity to grow into the Reeby that you want to see. We've left it for far too long. We've always realized, or rather dependent on someone else to design this for us. It hasn't worked. In fact, we failed ourselves, to be honest. But it's also people like myself. You know, we were taught at school to work your butt off and do all of these things, and success looked in a certain way. And I must tell you, when you get here and you go back sometimes home and you drive through Reeby Park, I don't know about the others, but I feel bad. I feel guilty. I feel like I should have done more. And I think that's the issue. There's so many of us that left without transferring the skills, without taking some with us. And I'm saying, look, I'm sorry. I'm coming back, and I'm coming back to give back in a way that will teach you to fish. Because I'm sure you're tired of the handouts. It's undignified and it's not who you are. That is why this is a movement. It's an opportunity for you to build your own legacy. It's your opportunity to come together as a Reeby Park, as we were when we did save Boksburg. We had a goal. This is our chance. And it can't be done by anyone else. We cannot fit this down into someone's puzzle. We've never ever made it to the priority list in a political party. We have to do this for ourselves. And I fear if we don't, this time around, it's done. The Reeby Park that you know will be over. And I know it sounds doom and gloom, but I mean, look around you. All these decisions that have to be made, do you really want to make that through writing motivational letters to one or the other? Or do you want to trust me and say, Cyril, this is what we want, and we're willing to stand by you. We're willing to strip ourselves of our political association for this round. Provincial, nationally, take up the fight by all means, but locally now, we have to stand together. This is our only chance. We're at a crossroads. But this could be the chance, the day that history was made and everyone came together from all political parties, sit around the table, which I invite. And allow me to say this, I have every intention to create a board of trustees, and each political party will have an automatic seat on that, so that it's all-inclusive, transparent, no trust deficit. Let's get going. Let's build the legs for this movement and save ourselves, because no one else can do this, just us.
Yeah, no, that's good, and we can hear you're very passionate about this, eh? And especially Reeby Park, because the movement is fixed in Reeby Park. So I take it that your focus will be on Reeby Park. Before we go into what your plans will be for Reeby Park, all right? Would you take this? Do you start at Reeby Park with fix Reeby Park and then take it to fix Boksburg and then fix Ekurhuleni, or do you plan on just having the movement in Reeby Park?
Okay, so first of all, I'm committing to 5 years. There's no talks of 5 years in day one. It's 5 years. It's an opportunity. And that's why when you look at the team that we have, it's, first of all, I'm proud of us. It's more women than men. That's already a big paradigm shift in terms of how we think. How's people? Women keep families together. Why can't they keep communities together? So it's not about that for me. Secondly, youth. The youth, the young people, creates continuity. It's the transfer of skills. It's taking them into meetings where they naturally wouldn't be allowed or invited. So I intend to speak to a few people that will ask certain youngsters to tag along. So short answer, this is not fix Regebie Park, then fix whatever. But this team stand a huge opportunity, and whoever else joins us stand a huge opportunity that when Cape Town sees this, Durban sees this, PE sees this, Nelspruit sees this, these guys might become very well employable because they've done this for 5 years and they turned the community of Regebie Park with all its complexities around. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Because you'll do the graft for 5 years, but you might land the job of your dreams in 2026 to come and do this in Cape Town, for instance. So it's not just short-sighted. This is building a legacy for all of us, and it's mostly about continuity.
No, that's good. And I like your slogan, which says it's not politics, it's personal. Because look, let's be honest, people don't trust politicians. They talk and talk and talk and make promises, and then people, they get elected in, and then when they're elected in, then they disappear for the next 4 years or whatever, and then they come back right before elections, and it's a whole lot of, look, that's politics. Let's say you get voted in, it's the 1st of November. What will be one of the first 2-3 things that you do immediately in Regebie Park?
Okay, so the first thing is I need to make sure that the trust is set up, that the bank account is created, and that every single month proof of transfer is posted on our websites and our Facebook pages. I'm committing that when Ikuruleni pays my salary, and unfortunately they have to pay it into my account, should I be your counselor?
Can I ask a personal question? How much is a counselor's salary?
Between 50 and 60,000 rand.
Seriously?
And that depends on the political. Remember the politics, they also take a fee to that, whatever, and some get more because they do the deliverables and things like that. But let's assume it's 50,000 rand.
Every council in South Africa gets paid between 50, let's say 50
and
80,000.
No, not everyone. Remember, the metros are bigger, so the salaries are naturally higher. Okay. Not Northwest and places like that. But as I say, there are people, of course, that get less based on the political party and their arrangement. And then there's others that get far more than that. Because of their influence and the fact that they might take up more responsibilities other than just the ward councillor.
Right.
But let me just finish this. So you asked me about the 3 things. The first thing is I need to prove to you that I'm paying the salary back. Yeah. And that makes me a servant, not a politician. I reject the word politician. That's not what I do. I'm not going to meet behind the scenes. I'm not going to involve myself in any of the tender processes. But what I am going to do is use my legislative seat, my power, to put a committee in there of people that has the expertise and the integrity and character that we require to review these things and make recommendations so that we can not only clean our house, but also make sure that people that have been overlooked are trusted with the responsibility of getting the work done. So all these legislative obligations that have been overlooked, that's my job. Secondly, is I'm going to make sure that the command center is in place. The command center becomes a key critical deliverable for us. not just for your safety, not just to look after infrastructure, but also to create the city mentality that I envision can happen in Regebok Park, where we are the gateway after all. If you look at where we are situated, no wonder they want to build all around us and in between us. It's such a strategic place to stay that you are literally 10 to 15 minutes away from your transports, your airports, your retails, and. I shouldn't have to tell you this. You know very well that any other day, if Regebok Park can guarantee two things, one, safety and security. Two, economy drive. We'll have a thriving Regebok Park. We'll have people wanting, standing in line to build and buy homes in Regebok Park. Only reason why they haven't done so is because they're not safe. The command center changed that. And then lastly, I've taken enough of your time. The last thing that I want to say is I see youth being a key point of interest. It's on my agenda. It's very close to my heart. But I need to teach the youth, first of all, to take care of their elders again. So I want to see children being encouraged that if they see an auntie or an uncle jump out of a taxi, boy, after you look left, right, and left again, you run over that street and you help that auntie, that uncle with their shopping bags. You walk them to their homes, just like we did when we were youngsters. And then when you do that and you've learned how to be a servant, God will trust you with so much more. And that's where we'll come in. So I'm hoping to attract domestic and international relationships. And there's some exciting stuff that will be announced in the weeks to come. But why can we not jump on a plane and go and present ourselves to NPOs across the globe and say, come and run a POC, come and do a proof of concept. If you have a council meeting, I move with you. When you have, like for instance, the other day someone said to me, I've applied for the job as a lifeguard at our swimming pool for so many years and I've never got it. And I said, trust me this time, when you go for the interview, your counselor will sit next to you. So youth is special. Youth is my agenda. I'm talking about changing, transforming our community. But we have to start with our young minds, and we've left them to their own devices for far too long.
And that's good. That's good because the youth are getting discouraged. They're saying there's no opportunities, there's no jobs, there's no, and obviously then it happens. They fall into alcohol, drugs, crime, whatever it is. So that's good. So one was transparency, if I got it right. Two, command center, create a command center. Three was encourage the youth to get involved in the community and uplift them.
Absolutely.
And transfer of skills.
Yeah.
Now, quick one, Cyril. Do you not think that because you are independent and you don't belong to one of the big parties, so let's say the PA or the ANC or the DA, they control Ekurhuleni, right? Now, obviously, I take it that funds go down from the municipality into the different communities, Vosloo, Regebok Park, whatever else, Waiteville, whatever else. Do you think that will hinder it? Let's say if the Fix Regebok Park movement is in charge of Regebok Park, do you think they'll block funds because you are not part of that, part of the controlling party in the metro?
I'd like to answer that in two parts. The first part is, let's accept that none of the people of Regebok Park have the power to vote for a mayor or the speaker or the deputy speaker or chairperson of any of the portfolios. The person that you nominate, that you elect on the 1st of November, you trust that individual to go to the chambers and vote correctly. So the first thing is, whether the ANC or the PA or the DA or the ACDP or whoever, Freedom Plus, they all will have to be in caucus and decide who they nominate. And that's when Regebok Park becomes a game changer. Because us, will decide who we're going to vote for, who's going to be the speaker, who's going to be the mayor. And I can assure you right now, as it stands, there's no chance that anyone will have an outright majority. The numbers in the independency have rocketed, as quoted by the IEC. So they must play nice, because the councillor will have a right to vote and decide who that people are that's going to represent it. Right to the business portfolio chairpersons, economy, etc., etc. The second part that concludes the business for me is with a united Reeby Park, even one councillor with one seat in the chambers will be far more powerful than a fragmented Reeby Park with a councillor that barely won the electorate. So when I stand on that floor, I would like to proudly use that time to recognize that I got a clear mandate from the people of Reeby Park. And because they know where we're moving to and what our timelines are, people will understand that in the end, this was the right choice for Reeby Park to give a strong shout to the current leadership to say, change.
Great stuff, man. Sounds like you have a solid plan. You're passionate. What I like about what you said was that you will create a board with all the political parties on there.
Oh, absolutely, because it's not about
unite the community. I think that'll be powerful there. Quick one. This is a quick. Before we get Cyril, we got quite a few questions and statements here. I think we're gonna have to get into it now. But before, this is a question for myself. I'm just curious. How do you register a political party? What are the costs and what are the processes involved? In case I want to start my own political party next week.
Okay, it's not that complicated. The first thing that you need is you need a minimum of 50 signatures from already registered voters.
Okay.
Don't go overboard like I did and get more. It's very disappointing and bad for your ego and your confidence. When they stop counting, they capture each ID number, and when they hit 51, they stop. And put the rest away. And I'm like,
don't waste your time. You just get 50.
Yeah, so you need 50 signatures. The second part is you need to pay 1,000 rand to register the party, and then you need a signed nomination form from a person that is also a registered voter, and the declaration of acceptance on your end, and all of that is submitted at your regional office in Germiston, and that is captured, and then they either telephonically or in person confirm that. But you, like for instance, on my end, and everyone that's an independent candidate, including some of the parties that obviously failed some of the deadlines, what happens is that on the 29th of September, we will all receive a declaration from the IEC, and we will be invited to review both the voters' roll to look for discrepancies and sign off the ballot paper. So you make sure that it's your name, it's your surname, it's your picture, and you sign that off. So this could have been done by many of us in Reeby Park. And in 2026, you will be spoiled for choice, because there'll be so many youngsters that will raise their hands and say, pick me, let me take it further.
Okay, no, that's good. And I like that every party checks it, because you hear voter fraud and all these things. And so it's quite simple. I thought it's like a 50,000 or 100,000 that you need to register a party. It sounds quite simple, eh?
The cost comes in to run your campaign, of course.
Yes, that's what
all of these things don't work on fresh air, cost money. But I must tell you, my team, the people that is around me, are servants. They are champions, and they are people that have really been very generous with their time and money. So I'm not going to sit here and discourage anyone and say to you, you have to have hundreds of thousands of rands. No, what you need is a commitment and a passion and dedication for yourself to succeed, and your fear to fail the community will get the rest done.
Yeah, and you need thick skin, eh? You need thick skin. Are you ready for being criticized, being you know how it goes with this politics, eh? They look for something. That's what politicians do in political parties. They look for something that you're either doing wrong, or that a mistake that you've made, or maybe even something that you've made 20 years ago.
Yeah.
and they try to discredit you. Are you ready for that?
The answer is no. Of course, it's unwanted attention. It's not what I prescribe to, and we haven't been doing any of that on our end. And I mean, I phoned Tanny Edith when it became public knowledge to congratulate her. And she's a wonderful person. She served the park for many years. I called Shetty, I called Sobi. That's the ones that I'm aware of. And whoever still comes up, I'll make those calls. But ultimately, what I'm saying to Reeby Park is ask the right questions in the right order. So if someone says something about anyone, ask, what's your motivation? Is it simply to discredit, or don't you have answers? Because this is a different time. The language has changed. The job has changed. We want solutions. We want plans, and we want commitment to get it done. And we have 5 years to get it done.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Cyril. I think, Cyril, for the last 10 minutes, we've got about 10 minutes odd left. Let's go through some of the comments and some of the questions. There's quite a few here. Eh? I think we've covered the first few with Linton says networking is never limited to what you are used to. Embrace change and new environments. I think that's what you covered in the beginning of the interview. We need to plant out of the pot plant into the soil. Thanks, Linton, for that. Brandon says, great insights. What's CR? And that's like Cyril Ramaphosa. CR's vision for SMEs, businesses in Reeby Park.
Okay.
So what's your vision for small businesses in Reeby Park?
Okay. So Clarissa Sappi is charged with the responsibility for small businesses. And my intention in the simplest way is for her and many others that have current small businesses or have the aspiration to create a business, is to partner with them, or rather to partner them with corporates. So I intend to knock on those doors and say, for instance, do you mind taking this small business and let them come through and spend 2 weeks? You don't have to pay him a cent. Let him spend 2 weeks or a month or whatever he's comfortable or she comfortable with to learn from your business with just one thing that you have to do. After that, give them the most honest, constructive advice so that they can decide if they want to continue. Why do I do that? Because not everyone that wants to do a particular business is good at that.
Yeah,
you may have seen it and you might have seen the fruits and it looks lekker and all of that, and now you want to do it. But it's not you. It's the wrong bum or in the wrong seat. So the big thing with the SMEs is not to help them complete tender documents and be rejected over and over again. Is to make sure that whoever got the tender, whoever's doing the business and does well, whoever's the expert in that industry, who's the captain of that industry, is to persuade them to take a business or two as part of their mentorship program, their enterprise development, and so impart into them so that at least in 5 years, you're ready to take the big work on. But that doesn't mean that you might be ready come 2nd November. So we have to be brutally honest about what we can and cannot do. But the commitment on my end to take it seriously, knock on the right doors, both domestic and internationally so, that is what I can answer you now at this point in time, Brendan. Thank you for your question.
That's a good plan, to partner small businesses with corporates, get the experience, get the knowledge, and get the feedback, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's good. One thing I was also on that topic, Cyril, I think what will be good as well will be like Linton was talking about networking. You were having a business networking, call it once a month, call it once a quarter, where you have, let's say, Arambe. I'm not sure if Arambe still works. Where you have networking, where you maybe have a speaker in a specific field. Let's call it logistics. Come in, and then you have a networking with the small businesses. Networking, maybe saying, "Listen, this is what I need. I need finance to fund my deals. What I need is I need a bucky," and the businesses can network amongst each other and see how they can help each other in the community.
Okay, so two parts. The first thing is we have to be very honest. And look, I'm always going to give it to you straight. I'm always going to speak, and I'm speaking to the audience that's listening as well. I'm never going to sell your pipe dream. I'm going to be real about this. So there are two things in the business currently. There are those that have the aspirations, they don't have the qualification in terms of being recognized by certain bodies, they don't have certain things in place or whatever. What they have now is the aspiration to actually do it. So we need to separate existing current traders from the ones that, and then that's where the collaboration comes in. So the collaboration allows for myself and a few others to be in a meeting, a planning meeting, to say we need this capital, we need this sort of assets or resources, but certainly collaboration amongst existing businesses, because one of the challenges is we've always sort of tried and do this thing by ourselves. And I'm saying to you, put half a bread, it's better than nothing. So let's guarantee or secure the half a bread. And we can only do that if we're going to say, okay, Cyril's going to do this. I see Pastor West is on. Pastor West is going to do X. Slava is going to do this. Corner is going to do this. We sign a memorandum of understanding. Everyone takes the risk. Everyone benefits from that. That is key for me. Collaboration, transparency, putting the plan ahead of the community, saying to them, this is the guys that we're going to trust. This is our midfielders. This is our defense. This is our strikers. And that's how we do it. Everyone knows what's going, and in our vision, we say, no one stays behind. Everyone makes it across. We don't store the bread in case we need it. We share. We make sure that we all get across. Very important to me.
Okay, great stuff. I think let's go to, that's a good one there. Let's go. Linton says innovation is key. Processes and procedures change. I think that was on the business. Thanks, Linton. Crystal says it would be nice to have Cyril and Leston back here to educate us more. Okay, so I think that, yeah, so we'll get Cyril back. It'd be actually nice to get, what I want to do, Cyril, maybe is get a couple of people on in the next month, 2 months, depending on, maybe let's do it after we see you won, after the first, and then get a few people on here, maybe four people, and then have a conversation. Thanks, Crystal. Stanley Cox says you're right. Stand together. Stand together. Okay, Linton, this is a long one. We'll no longer fall prey to the politicians' promises. Okay. He says, I myself is busy establishing a solid business that will be able to employ a small percentage of younger and older folk. Thanks, Linton.
Thanks,
also, let's see what Kendall says. Recha Park is on the brink of greatness. Looking forward to work with such a great servant of Recha Park.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kendall. Pastor Wesley says, Pastor Wes, Pastor Wes says, networking is the key to success, a platform and forum. Levels of collaboration, okay. Braden says, looks like Cyril is using Ekubuleni's internet already.
No answer. No comment.
Mason says, definitely exciting time. Congrats, Cyril. I haven't heard much, but if what I heard is in this short interview is what I need to know, then the bigger plans is obviously consistent with what was said here. So I think it is. So I think it's from me. Like that, there's a focus on the youth as well. Future leader will come from them. So if the ground roots are not good, we are sunk. Okay, awesome stuff. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the questions. More comments than questions there, Cyril. It seems like you were very clear there, so not a lot of questions. So great stuff. I think anything. Last words, Cyril. Last words before we ended. Maybe on the business side and on the community side. Maybe give us two.
Okay.
For business, maybe encouragement for guys in business, starting out or establishing a small business, and then maybe on the community side as well.
All right. So on the business side, if your dreams don't scare you, you're not dreaming big enough. I know it sounds so simple and dreamy, but the best things you'll achieve in life is the ones that kept you up at night, the things that scared you the most, the days where you couldn't eat, felt overburdened, and probably even lost a bit of hair, as you can see. But the fulfillment, when that goal is achieved, and when you are recognized by people, not your peers, that's the easy part, but captains of industry. You know, to command respect in the industry, and people start talking about you in a constructive, and they talk about partnership. A lot of my business that I'm getting these days is because people are talking about me in the right meetings. The decision makers are reaching out. So that's my success. That is the success of my family, and that is what I will leave to my family one day if something happens to me. This is about legacy. You know, you can't give your job to your child or your grandchild, but you can do a business. You can do with character. The second part on Fix It, and I'm sorry, I don't have the permission of the person that I'm going to speak about for a second. It just came in my heart, and I want to share this with you because I think that's the part that I am more interested when it comes to Fix Reeby Park. This guy was in an area, and I'm not sure what the circumstances were, and they beat him badly. And from what I understand, he says to me, they nearly killed him. Now, it wasn't in Reeby Park, so don't go look for this person now. It was somewhere in the Eastern Cape. And he said to me that the moments before they set him alight, one of the persons asked him, "Who are you? Who's your family?" And he said the name, which I won't repeat. He said the name, and everything stopped. You see, Fix Reeby Park is all about redeeming ourselves. Fix Reeby Park is about making sure that each and every one of you have a name that will either give mercy and grace or sell the deal. Character is what's at stake. We have to unite behind this. We have to become the Reeby Park that becomes a force to be reckoned with. And so when we mention it, it must command respect and not the disgrace, unwanted, undesired, that we've been receiving for the last however many years. Thank you.
Awesome stuff, guys. So dream big, and you want to command respect, if I got that second part there right. So thank you for joining us. God bless you. Where can we get hold of you? Where do we follow you? Fix Reeby Park. Where do we get hold of you? If you can share social media, maybe platforms, or Serrano is quick. You can see your team is on, yeah. I like Serrano. Is that the Facebook group?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
So we've got an email address as well. It's fixreebypark@gmail.com. Of course, we don't want to be conceited. We want your overwhelming support for you to elect us so that on the 1st of November, we will start putting more corporate, more governance in place, like our web address, where we'll issue email addresses to the Fixit Regepark portfolios so that you can reach us. But as it stands now, it's fixregepark@gmail.com. Our Facebook page is also there. It's Fix Regepark. Reach out to us. We are approachable and we are here to serve and not to be served.
Amen. They here to serve and not to be served. Carla has a statement here. Let me just go up. I have to read this one, Cyril. The Cyril Reeby we get at home is the same Cyril Reeby the community will get. Selfless, encouraging, strict but gentle and honest. Too honest. She says too honest.
Yeah.
He's nobody.
Love you, babe.
Hey? Oh man, that's so sweet. Hey? So the Cyril you're gonna get, guys, is the same Cyril they get at home. Sometimes a bit too honest, but that's good, right? Transparency is key. All the links are there, email addresses, groups that you can follow Cyril on. And Cyril said, for those of you guys now, in the beginning of the chat we talked, he said, if you have a car or a bakkie or you are looking for an opportunity, you can Carla put it on, go to Ekasi website, contact them so they can assess obviously the car and do an application. So there's a massive opportunity. Thanks for that, Cyril, as well. I think that's good for people looking for opportunities or looking for a job that has a car or bakkie. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, conversations with entrepreneurs that inspire and experts to admire. So we had a great chat today. We've got an entrepreneur, an activist, passionate about his community. So follow him on the different platforms. There's the email addresses. Thank you, Cyril.
Thank you.
Next week, ladies and gentlemen, we have Tony Ninkovich from Serbia. He's a property mentor. He's a property investor. He's going to talk about why he came to South Africa and what he's doing here. So that's going to be quite interesting. And then we're going to have Christian Janssen on the following week, which is going to talk about finance, how to raise finance and how to finance your business and finance opportunities. So every Wednesday, 10 a.m., log in, share this, like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the page, right? This is where we bring on experts every week, guys, to educate you, to encourage you, and to share opportunities. Cyril, I enjoyed this. Thanks for your passion. You encouraged me today. So I'm going to go out and dream big today. Eh? The dreams are not big. The dreams that not scare you, they're not big enough.
Absolutely.
All the best with the election and the campaigning and with your business and family. Yeah, man, and thanks for joining us. I think you shared a lot of value on here today.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me, and God bless you and your family as well.
Thanks, guys. Okay, awesome. Cheers, eh? Bye-bye. See you guys next week. Cyril, don't log off. Let me just end the broadcast.
Okay.